Hello everyone, Jingy here, welcome back to another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. Now in this episode I want to go to Duna again to get some practice with interplanetary stuff, because I've only been there, well, in this series I've only ever been to Duna, and I've only ever been to Duna once with a mech-jet probe, and it was not in this save. So what I want to do is I want to send... Oh yeah, I was just wondering what they were for a second. I want to send a probe off to Duna to land somewhere around, so roughly the equator, just somewhere random. Just it goes to make it just go straight into a landing. I know Bob's still up there on the space station, but I'll leave him there for a little longer. I'll bring him back later on. But yeah, I want to send a probe down, and then I want to get the probe, get a rover down onto Duna and purposefully try and land near the probe and drive to the probe and try and meet it. And then I want to land Kerbals there and stuff and do stuff, and then go to other planets and do things and get Bill back at some point, or Bob, or whichever one that's stuck in the space station. So this is going to be an unmanned mission to start off with. How heavy is this probe? Like one. Yeah, that's alright. It's a massive Oscar B fuel tank, actually. I'm in the wrong panel. There we go. What the? Its total mass is 0.078675. I'd have just made that 0.08. But anyway, that's alright. So this will actually be fairly light. I'm just going to pack it full of instruments. And I'm going to design this probe a little bit weirdly. It won't be like a normal probe, in that you just have the probe and the parachute. I want to have a fake heat shield on it, basically. A fake heat shield. Just for effect. And every single instrument. I've already got one of them. One of those. That's the wrong way around. Wanted that there. That there. The mass of these is negligible. And actually I think they all have the same mass, so they balance each other out pretty well. So that's all the instruments, and I need some way of powering it. Probably just a jet. Oh, that's a bit big. That is huge. Wait, there's a thing on the top there. Can you attach stuff to the top? Oh, you can! I never knew you could do that. Okay, that's you learn something new every day. These are a bit big. Maybe I should just use the little solar panels or something. I could do that. Nah, that's a bit weird. Maybe these? Ah, they're still quite big. Ah, I need batteries on them, don't I? So I just put a couple of batteries on it, and maybe just a couple of these panels will do. Because that should be too big. They should power it quite happily. Though they won't be angled towards the sun all the time. And it might be better to have something like these panels, which will be angled towards the sun. Because those are the smaller ones. Let me just put that on the pad and see what it looks like. Oh, if you can hear a slight whirring noise in the background, that's because my backup drive's going. Okay, it's night time. That doesn't help. But it is draining power. If I just turn all of these on... This probe could also be used for other planets as well, perhaps. I might have to modify it for other planets, but yeah. That's going up quite quickly. Oh, is it because the sun's coming up? No power. Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, I meant to open the solar panels before I did that. Those lights are still glowing. I never noticed that before. The lights are still glowing. Even when it runs out of charge. I think those lights should turn off when it's run out of charge. Just so you know. That would look quite cool. Right, let's get these out now this time. Extend the panels. Ooh. That's a bit rough. I just think those are way too big. Let's just try it with the other panels instead. Because obviously it doesn't, once it's landed, it doesn't have to stay charged, really. It doesn't really matter about its charge. As long as the instruments work during the day and some of the night, it doesn't really matter. Let's try that one. Does it rest on them? No, good. Are they generating any power? No, they're in direct sunlight, but they're not generating any power. Let's just turn all these on. I'll create an action group for these. I'm beginning to think that this thing is too small for its own good. Where is this? Oh, it's directly ahead, on top of it. I think I should angle these. And it's run out of power. No, it doesn't generate enough power. 0.01. Okay. Let's angle them slightly. Oh, and how big is the Oscar B fuel tank? And with that on the top. Just thinking perhaps I should use an Oscar B fuel tank for this because of to make it bigger, because of these fit on there much better, I think. Oh, the symmetry's gone. Whoop. Something like that. That should work better. There we go. It runs out of power very quickly at night, but that's not really a problem. This is just a mock thing. I don't actually need the instruments or anything. Good. Then it runs out of power, and then it charges all the way up again. Good. Okay, that will do. That will do fine. Its angle is subject to change. Anyway, so I'll name this Duna probe. And save it. And the action groups for the gear. I want it to toggle the sensors. And hopefully because of these solar panels, they should provide power for it even when it's in space. Hopefully, though I will put a generator on it anyway. Right, now this is where it gets interesting. Because I want a separator thingy, stack decoupler, and I forgot where they are now. Structural. There they are, right. One of these small ones. I think I want it to be that way around. And an aerodynamic nose cone as a mock heat shield. That's basically what it's going to be. It's going to be a fake heat shield to protect it against the re-entry, just for effect. And I'll have another stage under here, which is going to be the parachute stage. And I'm going to put separatrons underneath. Or should I turn this upside down, actually? Because it actually re-enters, or it enters, upside down, actually, doesn't it? Oh, but that would mean when I'm flying it, everything's backwards, and when it's landed, it doesn't really matter. That way? Nope, that way, nope, that way, that's the way. Right. And it's probably better to have these here where they're not going to blow up the solar panels. And I want parachutes. Just 2 radio parachutes should be fine. Wow, they're quite big. They are really big, actually. Are they too big? No, they shouldn't be too big. Move these down slightly. Right, that is our re-entry module, and the idea is that once it's finished, once it's, you know, the flames have died down, it opens the parachutes and ejects this, and then parachutes down. Once this hits the ground, that will be upside down, won't it? Actually, once that hits the ground, then I fire the Cybertrons and the decoupler, which should be on there. There we go, and the decoupler to eject it. So then that just goes flying off and crashes somewhere. That's the idea anyway. Don't know whether it will work. But I will hope. Yeah, and everything on there is actually upside down, so if I turn this upside down, take everything off it, and then put it all back on again. No, but it'll be upside down when it's actually landed. So do I want to actually... Do I want to fly it upside down? No, I could roll it over when it's landed, actually. Yeah, I'll roll it over when it's landed. So I'll get rid of all that. And... so much stuff, right. There we are. Yes, so... oh, solar panel. So yeah, I'll just flip it up the right way when it's landed and try not to break one of these. Yes. Bit of a Heath Robinson way of doing it, but it should work. Should. So, now for the rest of the rocket. Oh, and flipping that upside down should make it go the right way. I think where the arrows point is the point of separation. So I want to have one of these fuel tanks. Yeah, one of those with a Nerva engine on it as the interplanetary stage. That is huge. Yeah. Actually, that might be slightly overkill. I'd probably be able to get away with one of those fuel tanks, but I'll keep that fuel on just in case I need to do any major adjustments. And obviously RCS fuel. And RCS itself. So I'll put the fuel around here. 4 tanks is probably overkill. Actually, if I just... that way. And in like that. Now, have it around there. Yeah, the centre of mass is pretty low because of that Nerva engine. So, that like that. Maybe just a bit higher. There we go. Yes, so that should be the stage that takes it to Duna. And I'll put another... these are the wrong sizes now. Another Cybertron on, and a Rockomax adapter. That centre of mass has got a bit of a lag. Right, yeah. Oh, and I might as well just attach another power source onto this thing just in case. For in space. Just 2 will do fine. That only wants to put 1 on. Well, if I put Oops. Wait, what? What? Okay, let's just do this manually. Do that, and then I can put 2 on. Oops. Nope. That way, right. Like that. Or maybe not. Okay, it doesn't want me to turn them around for some reason. Yeah, that's weird. Can't I put them on like that? Oh, but I don't want them sticking out the side like that. That looks strange. I'll go the prettier route and use solar panels then. It's got quite a lot of charge in the batteries. Those are the Bs. Which should be the long ones. Is that still okay? That's still okay. Okay. And the rest of the rocket. Great big fuel tank. And one of those, I think. Oh, actually, that no, I'll use one of... No, actually, there should be enough fuel, I think. No, it won't. It won't be. I'll stick one of these on. Mainsail. Even though I'm not quite sure how efficient that would be. In fact, no, I'll use that other technique of... What was that one in the middle? Then, instead of putting them on struts, you can actually put them on other things that I can't find. There they are, tail connectors. Oh. Yeah, if you put them on 4 of those. I believe that then works. Boom! Look at that, that's a much easier way of doing it. And then I'll strut this up. Oh, here we go. That didn't quite work, did it? Maybe if I try putting it here first. There we go, that works. Right. Save, and then I want some boosters on the outside. Just in case. There they are. Oh yeah, of course. The weird bug. It's too high. That'll do. Right. If I just move these down to about there. There we go. Right. I don't really need to do much with them. I'll put nose cones on them just to make them look nice. I don't need to add struts or fuel lines or anything. The only thing that I will do, though, is put struts on here. Up to about there. Yeah. Just to reinforce that joint. Okay. And 2 more jobs. That's one of them. And then I've just got to do the staging. The action groups are already set up. I can open those solar panels manually. So they active. No, they don't. Those activate. So I want those down there and those on there. They fire, and they fire. Then those fire. Then that. Wait, which one's that one? Oh, is that the center engine? Yeah, it is. Okay, that was supposed to fire as well. And then that detaches and that fires. Then that detaches. Right, now this is the bit I've got to make sure I get right. So that detaches. That is correct. Then that detaches. That is not correct. Just add another stage in. The parachutes. And that need to fire. Then those need to fire. And that needs to fire. Right, so that detaches. Then once it's entered the atmosphere, that comes off and those parachutes fire. And then once it's landed, those fire and that detaches at the same time, which will help it plant into the ground more. Good. That should work. I think. Yeah, it should work. That is an advanced SAS module. Good. Save and launch this. This might carry on into part 2. Almost definitely will. Yeah, I think my strange attempts at trying to do the dual thing, trying to go straight to Val when I had little interplanetary experience, was not a good idea. So this is kind of helping, as well as just going to other planets anyway. So yeah, progress. So, SAS on, sources panel open, throttle up, get the map view open and positioned. Right, actually I just remembered the last thing I have to do, which is make sure Duna is in the right place. Oh, it's almost in the right place. Just have to time warp a little more until Duna is around there in relation to Kerbin. Come on. Oh, this is the Minmus rescue ship debris. That'll come down eventually. Oh, I think that's about right. Yep, that's about right. Okay, and it is in darkness. Let's just get into daytime. What's that? Oh yeah. Okay. Launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely new launch pad. I can't wait until they have flames coming out the sides there, if they do. Don't know whether they will or not. But it'd be cool if they did. It's rotating round. I really should have remembered to put winglets on here. Yeah, but at least it's not rotating around too much. As long as it's pointing up, we should be okay. Oh, liquid fuel's being burnt really quickly. We are very, 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 very high. In fact, by the time the solids run out, we should be ready for a gravity turn. Oh, we're decelerating. That's... Oh no, we're accelerating again. Okay, let's start gravity turning. This is a really good speed to go at, actually. And the engine in the middle should be helping to gimbal that. This is a really nice looking rocket. Look at that lower stage. Glad I found out about the using the tail connectors here rather than using the struts. It's just much cleaner and nicer. Resembles a Russian design. Oh, nuts. Hold on, let's just show the SAS on. Ah, there we are. I could have used the plus and minus keys to do that. Let's just pitch backwards slightly. Ah, here we go. Pitch round. Yep, the apparatus is in space. I want to get that to just above 120. We should have enough fuel to actually get into orbit as well. Oh, okay, that's fine. This is a really, really fast and messy launch, but oh well. Yeah, so the remaining fuel in here should be just enough to almost get us into an orbit, and the nuclear engine can finish that off. Oh, Oh yeah, we're not out of the atmosphere yet. We're also rotating round rather scarily. Scarily? That sentence makes no sense. Okay. Just turn the RCS on to help with this. Wait, what? What is happening? Oh, I see. I just need more RCS. Should have plenty of RCS. I don't think I'll even need half of this. This is mostly just to help the rocket turn. And yes, winglets would have been helpful. Oh. Boom. Okay, that was a little bit late. We are almost into orbit. Doesn't have to be a perfect orbit though. That's my excuse. Come on. We're almost there. Don't need that RCS on now, we've got a gimbaling engine. Oh, here we go. That is going to be really, really eccentric by the time I've finished with this. But oh well. Well, that'll do. It's just I don't want to get the apoapsis any higher. And at least the periapsis is where it should be. Well, above the atmosphere at least. Okay. So we got our rocket launched. I'm just going to correct this orbit before I end this particular part of the episode. So we got our rocket launched, and before I forget, I'll just open these solar panels before we go into the night side and I end up running out of power. Actually, that made no sense, did it? But oh well. It's not necessary, because after we've got out of the orbit of Kerbin, we can just point northwards and always face the sun and get power from the sun, or Kerbal. And the power will go down in 3, 2, 1. Boom, there we go, it's going down. Though the instruments aren't on, so it should have enough power to last until we're over to the other side. Oh. What's that? Minmus rescue ship debris. Oh yeah, that's another bit I've just got to land because of it. It was successful, I've just got to land it. Whoop. Okay. RCS, because this thing has no power. Oh, and I've turned the SAS on, well done. Wrong way around. And I'm too late again. Yeah, this is the most messy launch I've done for a while, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Boom, okay, 146 by 148, that's alright. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so our ship is in orbit. Just fast forward around so I'm in a good place so I can get a nice thumbnail for this. But yes, the ship is in orbit and we're ready to go off to Duna. So that will be next episode when I go off to Duna and hopefully land this thing. And if this is successful, I'll try and land a rover near it and drive to it as just an exercise in landing where I want to land and driving to where I to compensate for that. And then I will send Kerbals there and set up a bit of a base, and then off to Eve and Dres and Elu, and maybe not Elu for a while, and Bop. I want to set up a base around Bop. When resources come, that'll be fantastic actually. Maybe hangars for rovers and stuff, but anyway, they're future plans. So yes, this has been really successful so far. We should have plenty of fuel to get to Duna with fuel and monopropellant to spare, as long as I've launched at the right time and I do the thing properly. Though with maneuver nose and targeting, the transfer properly, but with maneuver nose and targeting, that should not be too much of a problem. So yes, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.